here with the lovely Jordyn Anderson, and we're doing a little one-on-one interview just to kind of meet the Burnout Babes behind the scenes of a race car. So Jordyn has been a member of the Burnout Babes since our first season, which was 2020. This year she is doing a phenomenal job. Currently first in points in Quick Chicks and a little over 1,900 points. So we're at the 5th race today, and we are going to have one more race in October. But if she does pretty good, she's pretty much sealed the deal for that championship this year. So with that, Jordyn, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into racing.
Well, my family's been racing for a very long time. My great-grandma actually worked at the racetrack in Douglas, and she was like their ticket operator. And she would race sometimes, you know, when there was nobody in her class, so she could win a trophy. And my grandpa, on both sides actually, both grandpas were into racing. One did round track and the other one did drag racing. And so I grew up around it, and my dad and my brother would always come, and I would always have my Barbie cars, and I would drive them down the trailer ramps and make them crash. And so I hardly ever watched. I was always at the pits just driving my Barbie cars around. So that was my first memories of racing.
So it's in your blood. It's been in the family, and it's just kind of, you were born with it, and it's just flowing in your veins pretty much.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't, Dad never really offered it to me, and when I turned 18, he was like, well, what do you want for your high school graduation present? And I was like, well, I want to race. And he was like, oh, I never realized you wanted to.
That's the best graduation present I think you could ever get. That's awesome. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about how old are you? What do you do for a living? Other hobbies that you like to do?
Yeah. So I'm 27 years old, and I work for a company called Dairy Tech. And so we make pasteurization equipment for like dairies. Like it's like a colostrum management type deal. So we help like the newborn calves at these dairy farms. And so I travel all over the US and Canada and just talk to dairy farms about trying to get our system implemented. And then once they implement them, then I come and help them and kind of teach them more about cleanliness and keeping bacteria out of calves. So
nice. Well, you're kind of a get down and get dirty kind of gal, and kind of a tomboy, so to say.
Yeah.
Well, good. Good. Boy, what a career. So a little bit about your drag racing career. You said your grandma was into racing, and your dad was too. And I know your dad was a very good role model for you in that racing, and you just recently lost your dad last year, was it?
Yep, last October.
So with that, I know your dad was your role model, but is there anyone else besides your dad that you look up to in the drag racing industry, male or female?
Honestly, like here at the track, like Jack was always racing when I was growing up and first starting, and it was so funny to watch her in the other class because all the men in that class would be like, oh no, I have to race Jackie. And I always wanted that someday. I always wanted that, oh no, I have to race Jordyn and she's really good, you know?
Sure.
Like,
well,
so
I really think you're getting it this year. I think everybody they're seeing your car and they're like, oh no, I'm gonna have to race Jordyn. She's doing good this year. So
yeah.
Obviously this season's gonna be really tough to top. You are having a great season, like I said. But do you have any goals for your future racing career? I mean, you have 2 Wallies under your belt, and those that drag race, they know that the Wally is the trophy to get. That's what everybody dreams of getting. So you have 2 of those now. Most people dream about getting 1. Some of them don't even get 1, and here you have 2. And a special black Wally that we just, a black chrome Wally that we just offered for the Need for Speed program through NHRA. So that's a one-of-a-kind Wally. But is there any other goals or accomplishments that you want to do in the future?
Honestly, I want to make sure that I continue loving the sport, and you know, if there's some point where I'm not having fun, then I don't want to keep racing. You know, it's honestly most about like you know, like my job is a lot of stress, and when I race, I don't get any of that bad feeling. So I just want to keep racing, obviously, for my dad, and so, you know, like my niece has someone to look up to and all that, but mostly just to keep having fun and to, you know, keep loving it. That's my goal.
And I think you said it perfectly. You want to be a role model for somebody else, especially your niece. So for any burnout babes that might be, or for any women that are thinking they want to be a burnout babe, what would you say to them if they've never been down the track but they're thinking they might want to be? What would you say to them if they came here and they were thinking about it?
Right. I would say, you know, don't be nervous. Own it. You know, act like, yeah, this is your 100th time going down the track. You know, just try to maintain that calmness. You know, don't beat yourself down when you get back and, you know, it's not what you wanted, it's not the reaction time you wanted, or you didn't go as fast as you thought, or, you know, you were too nervous and you broke out, or you red lit. It's all fine. I think you just gotta keep going for it, and you know, try not to be nervous about it, and try to act like, I don't know, that's always been my mentality, is I try to be really calm. My dad would never put any pressure on me while I was racing. We hardly ever talked in between rounds. We would just nap the whole time. So for a newbie, a new person that wants to race, tell me a little bit about what it's like to go down the track. What do you experience as you're going down the track? Well, the first time you go down, you're gonna be so nervous, your guts just go right into your throat. It's amazing the rush you get, and then the next time you go up there, you're a little shaky. You're like, oh gosh, am I gonna feel that again? And it's really not as crazy the second time or the fifth time. Obviously, once you get up there in like the qualifying rounds and stuff, then you get a little nervous towards the end of eliminations, and you're like, oh, I'm so close, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's hard to maintain that
composure, that level-headedness.
Yeah.
What made you want to be a part of the Burnout Babe program? What made you want to race in the Burnout Babe series?
Right. Well, I do like that it is on Saturdays, so you can come on Saturdays, you know, before the racing on Sundays, and so you get to come more, you get to race more,
sure.
Which is obviously amazing. And it just seemed like a family, you know. We were all giving each other thumbs up. We were all like, good job, good luck, and I love that family mentality that it had. Sure. That's why I wanted to join.
And that's great to hear. The companionship that you have with the other women is always something to treasure and to value. We are just super excited to have you a part of Burnout Babes. I just love you to death. I think you're just amazing. And this season's been great for you. So we appreciate you coming and racing this series. We wish you the very best for this race that we're at now and with the next race to come. And hopefully we'll see you up on that championship podium. So,
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
She won! He red lit, Mom. He red lit.